Hi everyone, welcome back to RTS and welcome back to our 4 for 4 series. And today it's all about the paper. Yes, it's cutting our papers, talking about our bonus paper, and then some specialty paper if you wish to, because I got some questions about that recently. So we'll talk about that. So the only thing you need in front of you is your 4 pieces of paper and your cheat sheet. And that cheat sheet is what are you designating as paper number 1, paper number 2, paper number 3, and paper number 4, because we're going to cut in that order. And so with paper number 1, I'm going to show what this is going to look like first because it is a little bit different. And if you don't like it, that's okay. Cut it in the way you may want it. Okay, and I'll show you an option for that. Just something different, spice things up. So for my paper number 1, of course, it's my vintage. I'm going to put my cheat sheet here to the side. So I want to show you a visual before we start cutting papers. And believe me, once you get paper number 1 done, the rest is just easy peasy. But this is easy too. It's just a little different. So I went ahead and cut off the branding strips. And since these are vintage papers, I don't have a ton of these. So you know we can keep these and we can make little tabs out of those. I talked about that in building base pages for fall. I will have that linked below. So you can keep those and use those little pieces of paper and an embellishment. So that's always fun. So I have those to the side. And of course I have an X-Acto knife. And why? Because we're going to be cutting a big diagonal piece of paper. So my paper number 1, of course, is my vintage paper. And so I wanted to give you a visual as to what this is going to be. So we're going to be taking this 12x12 piece of paper. And again, we're going to do something different because why not? You have to make things interesting. Is that what we're going to do is we're going to have a big diagonal cut. And so this is what we're going to do. Now, how do you do that big diagonal cut? Now, I went ahead and did mine because I have to stand up to do this, and all you would see is the back of my head. So I just wanted to show you this is what we're going to do, this big diagonal cut. And so what I did is I pulled out my cutting mat, okay, and this is by We Are Member Keepers, and this is magnetic, so I have a magnetic ruler to go with that, so it keeps things stationary. So if you have a magnetic cutting mat, use that. If not, a regular cutting mat and then a ruler, just put firm pressure on it, and then you cut that. And how do you cut it? You just cut it from one corner to the other using an X-Acto knife or a scoring blade, and then you can use a pair of scissors. It's just a diagonal cut, but we don't do it a lot, and it depends on your trimmer. You can sometimes do it with your trimmer as well. You can see in my Fiskars trimmer, I'll move this for a minute, even if I cut the branding strip off, I still can't do that. So it depends on what kind of cutter you have. Sometimes with guillotines, you can do a diagonal cut like that, and you're simply cutting. Let me point to something. You're simply going to be cutting from that corner to this corner. It's just one diagonal cut, but it's hard on a basic 13-inch trimmer. So just keep that in mind. Again, I just use my cutting mat and then my ruler and my old school X-Acto knife that I got back in 1998 or 99, something like that. Got it at Walmart. It's still the same X-Acto knife, and I've never changed the blade. Isn't that interesting? And so that's all I did. And I wanted to talk about that because it is a different type of cut. And then also I can't show it on film because I have to stand. And all you would see is my bun. That's all you would see. So again, we're taking a 12x12 and we're going to be cutting it right in the middle, but a diagonal middle. That's what we're going to do. And so I will show you. We'll go forward from here, but I wanted to give you a visual because then with this other diagonal, this hunk of piece of paper, we're going to be cutting that into smaller pieces. So isn't this different? Absolutely love that. Okay, so to give you a visual, now I'm already running out of room. My goodness. This is what my diagonal paper is right here. That's all that is, that diagonal cut. So then, of course, I have this piece of paper left over, which is this. And we're going to be cutting the one on the right. So you can see with my diagonal that I have, when you do this, make sure you want to start from your top left and go to your bottom right. So make sure your paper is not upside down when you cut, because we're going to be putting this on a piece of paper just as such, okay? So make sure your text is not upside down. Now in this case, this is vintage, and a lot of times in vintage images, you have papers going right side, sideways, upside down, so it doesn't matter. So don't worry about it. You don't have to stress over it. So I definitely wanted to show that. Let me put this away. So that is my diagonal cut. That is that big piece. We don't play with that size very often, but it's going to be fun. So then with the next big diagonal cut we have left, I want to give you a visual. So what we're going to be doing is starting not with the cut piece. We're going to be starting with this top piece, and we're going to be cutting a half, 3/4, an inch and a half. And then we're going to be making a 4x4 block and then 2 triangle pieces. Isn't that different? Yes, something different, something fun. So this is what I want to show. So that is my piece of paper, and that was the top side of my diagonal. Because I'm going to be using the bottom left for my page, because that's just the way the paper is designed, and we're going to be working with this other piece. So let me put that to the side. I don't want to cut into that. And I have my cheat sheet here. And so I'm hoping hubby does not come up and interrupt me, because I don't want to have to cut this into another section. So you see that since this is cut in diagonal, we're going to be working here on this. This is the top of the paper. And we're going to be cutting a 1/2 inch. So I'm using this top guide right up here, and I'm just flushing it over. And we're just simply cutting a 1/2 inch. And so we get this strip right here, a 1/2 inch. Easy. So then we're now going to slide this over, and we're going to be cutting 3/4 of an inch. So 3/4 of an inch. Okay, and I'm just going to line them up here to the left. And so then the next one is going to be a 1 inch cut. So we're just going to keep on sliding over. And then the next one is 1.5. And so my 1.5 is basically, I think, right there. So that is what we did. We just started with that top piece, and there is a 1/2 inch, a 1, I'm sorry, 1/2 inch, 3/4, a 1, and a 1.5. So we have instant banner pieces. Isn't that fun? Okay, so now we're left with this triangle piece. So what we're going to do is we're going to slide this over, and we are going to be cutting at 4 inches. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this, because I need to see my 4 inches down at the bottom. So I'm going to turn this, and all you want is a 4x4 block. And so with that cut, right there's a triangle. So now here's my 4x4 block. Look at that. Now this does not line up to a perfect triangle, so you can leave it this way. See, there's a little notch off there. So you could absolutely cut off that sliver or just leave it as is till later on, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. So isn't that interesting with that diagonal piece? Well, let's just talk about the actual overall piece. The actual overall piece was this. We did a big diagonal cut, which is something very different. And we got this. And then with that remaining piece, we have a 1/2 inch, 3/4 of an inch. Look at those notch banners already. Somebody sing. Isn't that fun? Okay, and then we have that 1 inch. Then we have the 1.5 inch. And then we had a 4x4 block. We got a triangle going on here and a triangle going on here. And that was one 12x12 piece of paper. I told you it was something different this time. And it's very easy. Just take your time, and I'm going to show you this just so you can get a visual. Because when I do something like this, when I create content, what I do is I create templates as well. So there's that 12x12 piece of paper. You do that long diagonal cut. And then you start with the top, and you cut a 1/2 inch, 3/4 inch, 1 inch, 1.5. And then if you have to rotate this, you want a 4x4 block, and then you're going to be left with 2 triangles. Interesting. Very fun. Okay, so now let's go to paper number 2, and trust me, paper number 2 is much, much simpler. This is just fun. That's all this is. So of course I can put all my papers here to the left because I have them numbered. It doesn't matter the sizes. Okay, so now paper number 2 is going to be my turquoise. And how do I know that? Because I have my cheat sheet. My cheat sheet. Okay, so paper number 2, very easy. And of course, I'm just working with the B side. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut a 1x12, and we're going to do that twice. A 1x12, easy. I told you it was easy. I'm taking it easy on you this time. So a 1x12 and a 1x12. And of course, I'm left-handed, so I cut things this way. But it's just a 1x12, easy to do. So then what we're going to do is we're going to rotate this. And now we're going to cut 7 inches and 5 inches. So I'm coming here at my 5. And then we are left with a 7x10 and a 5x10. Told you. Very easy. Again, a 1x12 a 1 by 12, and then we rotate that and cut it at 5, and then we're left with a 7. A 5 by 10 and a 7 by 10. So easy. And I love that paper. Of course you know I do. So my paper number 3 is my burgundy paper. Again, this one's very easy. So we're going to do the same thing we just did before. We are going to do, and I do flip my paper over if it's double-sided, and so then I pay attention to the direction the manufacturer determined which was up, which is the top and which is the bottom. So that's an easy way. And so we are going to do another 1 by 12 and another 1 by 12. And then we want a 4 by 12. Okay, so I'm going to slide this down. I'm going to work from the bottom because it doesn't matter. So now a 4 by 12. And so then we are left with this. We're going to rotate this. And now we're going to end up with 2 6 by 6 blocks. So basically cutting that in the middle. And if your paper doesn't seem to measure up exactly, which looks like I'm a little hair short, don't worry about it. That makes no difference at all in this series. So again, a 1 by 12, a 1 by 12, a 4 by 12, and with that remaining piece of paper, cut it in half for 2 6 by 6 blocks. Isn't that burgundy pretty color? So popular right now. So then the last paper, paper number 4, which is my wood grain and text. This is very fun. So what we're going to do with this paper is, again, we're going to be having 2 6 by 6 blocks. So if you have text on your paper, you do want to pay a little bit of attention to that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut down the middle because I know some of this text is this way. That's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to cut it down the middle. It depends on your paper and your pattern, because we're going to have basically a 3 by 6, 3 by 6, 1.5 by 6. So I think I want my text to be this way. So I'm going to keep it that way. Okay, so on this left, this is a 6 by 12. I'm simply going to cut that in half to equal to 6 by 6. So you see my pattern is not upside down at all. Okay, so then with the remaining 6 by 12, we are going to be cutting a 3 by 6. And of course, I'm going to work this way. I'm left-handed. I work at the bottom. So a 3 by 6, and then a 3 by 6. I told you this was easy. And then the last cuts we're going to do is a 1.5, and we're going to do that 3 times. So 1.5. So that would be 1.5 by 6, 1.5 by 6, and another 1.5 by 6. And you're left with a 1.5 by 6. And I'll go over that again. So with this 12 by 12 piece of paper, we have 2 6 by 6 blocks. We have a 3 by 6, a 3 by 6, and then a 1.5 by 6, a 1.5 by 6, a 1.5 by 6, and last a 1.5 by 6. Easy cuts. But look how many different pieces of paper you can get with that. Interesting. Yes. So that is the paper cuts. And of course, all you have to do is hit the show more button, and all these paper cuts will be listed below. So just follow them. And then if you have to watch the video a couple times, that's okay. And then I have had, when I've done this before, is that I have misplaced a piece of paper. Just get a scrap of paper in the same color, doesn't have to be exact, and just put it in your kit. I've lost a piece of paper before, still never found that piece of paper. So again, if you lose something, if you cut something wrong, it's no big deal. Even if a big piece, just find another 6 by 6 and add it to your kit. It all works out in the end. As they say, it all works out in the wash. Absolutely. So that is our paper cuts. And so I will simply just put these in piles. There's my paper number 4. There's my paper number 3. And paper number 2. And my paper number 1. And I will tell you, when you have papers like this already cut up, it takes so much thought process out of creating a layout. I love that. So now let's talk about the bonus sheet. Now, if you have a bonus sheet that is just a solid or just a, just a simple pattern, you can just leave it as is. And if you have cut aparts or something like that, some people like to go ahead and cut these apart, and then they have them already cut. Some people find it easier to use these if they're already cut. I'm not going to do that just yet because I don't like a lot of small pieces, and I'm afraid it would kind of get, what do I want to say? It wouldn't get lost, but I'm not going to cut mine apart. And then something like these, because what I'm doing for my bonus sheets is I'm basically going to use them for pattern and embellishments. Or maybe I could simply cut this into a 3-inch strip or a 4-inch strip really, and I could use that as a, you know, a layering piece. So I'm not going to do anything with my bonus sheets just yet, but that doesn't mean you can't. You can do whatever you want. So then let's talk about one other thing that you can add to your kit, and it's a question I got lately, and it is, could I show some uses for vellum? So I thought what I would do is I would add a couple specialty pieces to my kit. Doesn't mean I'll use them, but I wanted to definitely give you that option. And if you have scraps, of course, do that. There are some vellum, and if you want to get in metallic, and then if you have burlap, look at this black burlap. Doesn't that just say vintage? It feels vintage. So there's some black burlap, there is some vellum, and then if you have any specialty vellum, I've been hanging on to this forever. This is Maggie Holmes Crate Paper Flea Market. So I am definitely going to be playing with that. And then also transparencies. Now my transparencies, this is something I never really got into having. And of course, you know, a lot of these have that protective cover. I'll probably get a glare there. So make sure you remove that protective cover. But I will tell you, I never was into buying transparencies, but in our Kit Crunch this year, I used a transparency and I really enjoyed it. You can get a lot of mileage. And so this is basically something you would use as an album filler or over an entire 12 by 12. But what I see is that I could just cut this in half or cut it in quadrants and just use it as a tucking piece, the same as you would vellum. So don't overlook those specialty papers, because we do have special photos this round. Why not break out the good stuff? Yes, absolutely. So that is the cutting papers this round, talking about some specialty. And with our 4for4 series, this is basic about playing. This is about bringing out the stuff that you've been putting on the back burner, waiting for that special photo. That special photo has now arrived. That's how I look at it, because I don't have a lot of heirloom photos. So that is our cutting our papers, talking about our bonus sheet, and getting ready for layout number 1, which will be happening in a few days. We have a holiday in between this 4for4 series, so not quite sure how everything will land. And I am trying to plan something fun for the holiday as well. So again, not sure how it'll land, but it's all about playing. So definitely pull out those specialty items, those vintage items, all those special things you've been holding for that special photo. Let's dig it out and let's play. Especially with your punches too. I definitely have an array of punches, so don't be afraid to pull out more than one, or your dies or your stamps. And let's get to playing. Absolutely. So that's all I have for today for this what is this channel called? RTS. Yes, that's what I have for today in our 4for4 series. So come back, because you never know what we're gonna do. Bye.